it's Jennifer here from Belladonna's Botanicals, and today I want to talk about my top 10 fail tales in witchcraft. Thank you to Ivy the occultist. I forget where the hashtag originated, but I liked her stories on it, and I was like, well, I have some stories to share as well. So the first one, this is the biggest lesson, and you've probably heard me mention this many times before. When it comes to magic, doesn't matter what kind of magic you're practicing, what kind of spirits you're working with. Be specific. Very, very specific. This is the lesson I learned on how to be really freaking specific. So this was in 2021. I was doing some money magic. Now, I've been very successful. I will put this caveat. I've been very successful in my money and wealth magic and having a lot of debt just go away. I've had over $100,000 in debt just kind of get forgiven, go away, etc. over the past 3-4 years. Probably 3 years, I would say at this point, because I really started doing that in 2021. So the one thing I added to that is I wanted to have my car paid off at the time. Well, my car got paid off because this is while I was still living in Philadelphia. It was Memorial Day weekend. I had parked my car on the side street by my house, and then Sunday I went to go get the car for something. I'm like, why is it half pushed up on the sidewalk? My car got hit. Well, I will say this in a testament to the body of a Nissan Rogue. There was very little visible damage on the outside of the car. However, the car was hit so much hard. It was probably one of those like low riding, like muscle cars that are very heavy body, because there's a lot of those in the hood. They hit the car hard enough that it had knocked like the steering wheel, the well off, knocked the whole internal thing off the rack. I don't know a lot about cars. Knocked it straight into the transmission and fucked it. It was totaled. So great. My car was paid off. My insurance company basically just gave me enough after the deductible to pay the car off, and I had maybe $500. So had to go lease a car. Now, great, my car is paid off, but now I'm paying a lot more money because I now have to lease a car. So I had to lease a 2021 car. But wait, doesn't end there, because also my car insurance went up because whatever. And it was Philly. No one has car insurance. No one has the common decency to like even leave a freaking note. So it all fell on me and I was screwed. So yay, car paid off, not in the best way possible. Lesson one. Lesson number two is I was hella pissed about this. So I took tape out, like just regular packing tape, and I took impressions from where the impact was on the car as sort of that like symbolic link, because I was gonna fuck shit up. And boy howdy did I. Because again, wasn't specific, because I don't know who hit my car. So anyways, did some really heavy-handed curse return to sender kind of have the day you deserve kind of work, and set it and forget it. Had the stuff on my altar for a couple weeks. All of a sudden, I'm working and I hear bam, crash, boom, from coming from the corner. I come out and there's like a bus accident. Didn't think anything of it. I run out, see if anyone, to help, all that kind of stuff. And people aren't that smart sometimes. So it's like half the people were yelling at the people in the car to be like, hey, don't move. You need to get like your cervical spine cleared because you could do more harm than good. That kind of shit. And I mean, I think everyone was okay after it, but a bunch of cars were totaled on the opposite side of the street. The bus was fucked. The car that got hit was fucked. And then as I'm walking back to my house after, the police and fire trucks were there to clear everything, I just got this whoosh, it is done. And I was like, oh, well, shit. Did not expect that. Was not planning to cause a bus crash. So again, be specific. Because it was something I didn't know who did it. So I kind of had to do like a wide net on that. So now what I learn, because in anything that I'm doing, is be as specific as you freaking can in like be anally retentive, OCD specific, because that was a big double whammy of lessons there. And I also add in, unless I'm, FAFOing someone and have zero fucks to give about it, I also add in a clause with harm to none, even if I'm doing money magic or something. So it causes, so, again, so I want to, pay off debt, I don't want, my house to burn down or whatever, or get in a car accident and, win $1 million, but, yeah, whatever. Have enough health issues, don't need more. That's my number one. Be specific. If I can impart any wisdom to anyone, I don't care where, when you're doing magic, whether you're doing an oral petition, whether you're doing a written petition, whether you're doing a pact, anything you are doing, be as specific as possible. Because I do have a video on this. Magic takes the path of least resistance. The easiest way for me to get my car paid off was totaling it. So keep that in mind. So let's see. Number 2, 2020 and the deadly attraction candle. If you are familiar with my channel, there's an old video in there which starts out with, "I'm not your manic pixie dream cougar," because holy hell, did that candle just pull everyone out of the freaking woodwork. I'd gone through like 2 breakups. I was polyamorous at the time. Just wanted to bring something back in my life. Oh boy, howdy, did it ever. Because everyone was crawling out of the woodwork, and I was like, no. And no. So, yeah. Sometimes, again, be specific. If you're looking to attract things into your life, be specific about the kind of things you want to attract, because, oh boy, howdy, do you want to get some nasty ass pics? Because I did, and I was like, is it supposed? I know it's big, and thanks for putting the soda can there for perspective, but is it supposed to be gray and look like an elephant's trunk? And furthermore, I don't have a flip top head, nor do I want to have an episiotomy after relations of that way. So, anywho, be specific. So, number 3. Sometimes things fail now, but they turn out to be wins later. I have had so many things, like, people get discouraged in magic sometimes, if you're doing like a love spell or wealth stuff, or, doing things for personal growth, that it's not working, or it didn't work the way they thought. Or I'm doing this love spell, I'm doing this thing, I'm trying to bring love into my life, I'm trying to do this, and I'm trying to get your ex back kind of crap. And sometimes we're looking here, but the spirit world's like, pay attention to all this, trying to get you to notice all that other stuff, when you're like, no, this is the thing I want, this thing right here. So, yes. So sometimes you might look at something, because I can look back even at like tarot readings I had like 4 years ago, and I'm like, oh, I get the message here. It was just not about the person I thought it was about. It wasn't about the relationship I thought it was about, or all these things were failing to get me to where I needed to be, whether in the sense of healing, meeting the right person, whatever. So your fails might not always be a fail. You might be able to mark it in the win column, just might not be right now. And that's why a lot of times when I talk, when people like are looking for guaranteed results, when they're looking for, how long is it going to take for this to work? That sort of thing. I'm like, fuck if I know, because there are things I thought I failed the fuck out of that didn't work, and I like questioned my abilities, and then 3 years later I'm like, oh, I got it. I see now why this failed. It was, it's like failing upward. It's like failing in order to succeed. That is a good lesson that needs to be out there, because a lot of times people like try to do something like, oh, this didn't work, or they keep trying and trying and trying and trying. Sometimes you have to shift and pivot, take multi-layered approaches. So sometimes things fail, but do they? They might be a win. You just have to kind of wait. Number 4, Spirits love to teach you lessons, and you will fall on your face from time to time. Learn it, live it, love it. It's part of the process. And I think this is where a lot of times when people come to work with, especially with the demonic divine, asking for things and especially like petty BS, like sometimes they're gonna make you fall on your freaking face a few times and you're gonna keep falling on your face till you learn that lesson. That was one of the lessons I learned. I think this was also in 2021 in working with Lucifer. It was love yourself first and foremost. Do not lose yourself in love in with another person again. And hey, failed at that, fell on my face and was like, what the fuck? But from that, I learned the lesson I needed to learn in that I had to not lose myself and I needed to heal over and love myself first and foremost. So this is where sometimes people like, oh my god, demons are evil and bad because they had a bad experience. I'm like, you might have just been, they were trying to teach you a lesson and you might just have been a giant dumbass about it because hi, guilty as charged. Let's see. Number 5, let's talk about cults. Yeah, maybe don't do that. Don't accidentally end up. Now, I'm not saying cults in a, Jim Jones kind of way. There's a lot of cult of personalities out there. And one of the things I do is I follow a lot of people. I lurk a lot, but I follow a lot of people solely to keep my own goddamn ego in check because like I look at there's one more love and light bigger, I don't know, creator, whatever that I follow. And I watch all these people fangirling all over them. And it's just like, all right, that's fun. I'm guilty of it too. Been there, done that, fallen prey to a few cults and cults of personalities. The biggest is multi-level marketing, MLMs. Proceed with caution. Most are cults. You might not think, oh, it's essential oils. No, the wellness industry is toxic as fuck and full of a lot of bullshit gurus and toxic positivity and cause direct harm. It's not always us, people wacky, satanic Luciferian demonolators, black magicians, all of that. It's a lot of time. It's the I only walk the path of lights. Good for you, sweetie. Again, um, number 6. Learned this last year when I moved. Always ward yourself and your place, your where you live, and property in layers, and also have portable wards, like carry one in your purse or your pocket or your car, if you're traveling, etc. As I was just in the like, I'd unpack all my crap first, but boy howdy did I have a lot of weird spirit activity going on. I had freaking all the land spirits coming in and all sorts of stuff. But you really want to have your place warded. And if you're moving, that can be a little tricky. And that's why I really suggest having some portable wards, even if it's just like, some crystals, like I use, like sometimes I'll use like tourmaline or something to ward like, the directions and before you go into really warding the space heavily in a lot of different layers. There's plenty of great books out there that talk about protection magic. I think S. Conley has a good one on psychic protection or psychic self-defense and protection. Jason Miller's protection and reversal magic. I think there's a Dion Fortune one. I'm pretty sure Bill Duvendek has one on psychic self-defense. Robert Bruce has one. I mean, there's a ton of books out there on protection magic. Ward your places. Every single room needs to be warded in some way. And sometimes you need multiple layers of things. I recently just found out I need to have a particular warding in place for spirits of the dead because that was a whole ass thing that I've been dealing with. That's just blowback from something else. But I don't really work the death current or with necromancy. I mean, I am a little bit on the psychic mediumship aspect, but I'm very careful with how I work with the spirit world because the spirits of the dead can be very unwieldy, and I'm willing to bet the majority of incidences people have had with bad spirits that they've attributed to the demonic are actually spirits of the deceased. So, um, also, number 7, fire safety. Please own a fire extinguisher or a fire one of those I have fire blankets. I need to get a new extinguisher, because candles shit happens sometimes. Doesn't matter what, you know, you anything can go wrong. It doesn't I mean, I've had candles explode on me before because sometimes I'm very careful now that I'm making candles to not put too much stuff in them that could catch fire because I had that happen. It kind of blew out the sides of a candle. It was fine. It didn't catch anything else on fire, but it broke the vessel it was in. So, yeah, especially if you're using like our spell fires or anything or burning petitions. Also, be mindful that when you're burning things, sometimes that can set off the smoke detectors. Um, I'm not having that problem here. The weirdest thing I have though is the main smoke detector is right outside my bathroom. So if I take a shower for too long, the heat and the steam actually triggers my smoke detector to go off, which is very weird. Anywho, so this is one more number 8 is more one the from a business owner side because boy howdy was I not prepared for how often I was going to have to say please do not stick that in there, on there, up there. Um, and don't snort it, eat it, stick it. And for the love of God, Four Thieves vinegar is not a salad dressing. So the lesson I'm putting in here, and this is more of an experiential one by proxy, is always, test things, don't go stick, don't no, just make sure you're not going to have an allergic reaction because there are some places you do not want chemical burns. Like I said, the wellness industry is full of a bunch of fucking bullshit. And one of the things I love to do more than anything is dispel a lot of that because, like, I mean, I started out. I started out as a aromatherapist, like a therapeutical aromatherapist, herbalist, stuff like that. And these freaking MLM cults are telling people out there to soak their tampons in tea tree essential oil, which is very caustic, and pop them up there for yeast infections. That is not a place you want to get chemical burns. I don't want chemical burns there. I would not want you to want you to end up with chemical burns there either. So make sure when people, do your due diligence and don't just listen to, you know, some of this like online BS because again, Four Thieves vinegar, not a salad dressing. You can make a Four Thieves vinegar infusion that you could use for ingestion purposes. However, that's not the kind of Four Thieves vinegar I make. So please don't drink it. I would say if you wanted to make something like that was consumable. I really don't. There's recipes out there online that are fine. I mean, if you're just using like some cinnamon, maybe a little bit of pepper and like thyme and rosemary, that's probably not going to be problematic. If you're using something like mine has rue and wormwood in it, you probably don't want to be ingesting that. Doubly so if you are pregnant or nursing or anything of that matter. So, um, number 9, this one gets me more often than not. Listen to your intuition and trust it. Because boy, howdy, do I fail on that one all the freaking time. For me, a lot of times that comes to I always want to see the best in people. I want to see the good in people, even really shitty people. I try to see the good in, and that's bitten me in the ass so many times. I think Lucifer. What I think one of the times I was working with Lucifer is like that's bitten you in the ass so many times. I'm surprised you even have any ass left. So trust your intuition. If you get an icky vibe from someone, like I'll give you I was vending at an event and I was looking at books on the table because I do have varied interests in some stuff that would be more on the love and light woo woo kind of things. I cross the streams as it were. I was looking at different things like some of the stuff about like the ascended masters and the some violet flame and some of that stuff. And number one, the person behind the table was speaking to me like I was a moron. I'm like, oh, well, I'm like, if I have questions, I'll ask. I generally know what all this shit is. But then, she points down to this one book. It was like The Fallen Angels and the Origins of Evil. And she just kind of looked at dismissively, like, well, you know how those types are. I'm like, I'm like, oh yeah, I think I need to run. I need to go back and check on I need to run to the bathroom and check on my booth and stuff. Cause it was at that point, I was like, you know what? No, I'm like, no, I'm not going to bypass this and make excuses and whatnot. Walking away. So listening to your intuition and trusting it is one of the most valuable things, and it's a learning curve. I stumble over it myself a lot. And lastly, number 10, to my Christian haters who love to, tell me where I'm going and to repent and accept Jesus into your life. I'm like, what makes you think I don't accept Jesus into my life? Because boy, howdy do I love quoting, love throwing some bangers from that Bible back at people. That always shuts them up because no one expects the satanic witchy poo to be throwing Bible quotes at you. But yeah, it's that's one of the things. Like I've learned that instead of me being like fuck off, telling them just how, when, where, and why to fuck off, I usually try to give a cogent, like a quote from the Bible. I'm like, I think this is from the Bible. Maybe you've heard of it. It's funny how people don't gloss over these big things that are actually kind of cool. So like, judge not lest ye be judged, kind of thing. Um, Anyways, I just wanted to make this video, hashtag failtales. I would love for other creators to talk about their fails, because so many times we make these we're content creators, we're talking about all these awesome things we do, or, our perspective on things, but we don't talk about like when we fuck shit up. And boy, and we're human, we fuck shit up. Case in point. But anyways, thank you for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. Be sure to follow us on social media, sign up for e-newsletter, and keep on top of all of our things that are going on. It's our busy witch season because Halloween's coming up in like a month. So yeah, love you all. Until next time.